Welcome to Chapter 1, where we introduce ISO 14971 to 2019 and the essentials of medical device risk management. Presented by CDG Training, your global partner in compliance and excellence. Welcome to CDG Training. This course on ISO 14971 to 2019 medical device risk management is designed to guide you through one of the most crucial international standards in the medical device industry. With a world-class curriculum, global recognition, and practical focus, you're in the right place. In the next 60 minutes, you'll gain a comprehensive understanding of medical device risk management principles. From beginner to certified professional, this journey will equip you with the knowledge to apply ISO 14971 to 2019 to real-world projects. Risk management is vital due to the high stakes of medical devices. Millions depend on these devices for diagnosis and treatment. Rigorous risk management can prevent human costs like injuries and fatalities, as well as business costs such as recalls and regulatory penalties. The cost of failure in the medical device industry is significant. Software defects, design flaws, and manufacturing errors lead to thousands of recalls annually. Strong risk management is essential to mitigate these costly failures. ISO 14971 to 2019 is the globally recognized standard for risk management in medical devices. Accepted across the USA, EU, Japan, Canada, and beyond, it sets the benchmark for safety and compliance. The history of ISO 14971 shows its evolution from 2000 to the present, with major revisions enhancing risk management frameworks. Each update has strengthened the focus on risk analysis and post-market requirements. ISO 14971 knowledge is crucial for professionals like design engineers, regulatory specialists, and clinical evaluators. Understanding this standard is essential for ensuring compliance and enhancing career prospects. Medical devices range from simple bandages to complex robotic systems. Understanding the scope of what constitutes a medical device is crucial for applying risk management principles effectively. Risk management is a systematic process of identifying, analyzing, evaluating, controlling, and monitoring risks. It's an integral part of the medical device lifecycle, ensuring safety and compliance. ISO 14971 is built on 5 core activities: risk analysis, evaluation, control, residual risk review, and post-market surveillance. Together, they form a complete lifecycle approach to patient safety. A real-world case study of an insulin pump recall highlights the importance of risk management. Identifying vulnerabilities early could have prevented costly recalls and enhanced patient safety. Mastering ISO 14971 offers career advancement, global mobility, and organizational value. Certified professionals are preferred candidates for regulatory roles, leading to stronger career prospects. ISO 14971 is required by regulatory bodies worldwide, including the USA, EU, Japan, and more. Certification provides a global passport to compliance and market access. Risk management is not just about hazard analysis, it's a continuous lifecycle discipline. It integrates clinical evidence and requires cross-functional collaboration for effective implementation. A practical example of a pacemaker design review illustrates the application of risk management. From battery failure to cybersecurity threats, each hazard is assessed and controlled to ensure safety. Risk management is the backbone of safe medical devices, and ISO 14971 to 2019 is your guide. CDG Training equips you with the knowledge, skills, and certification to advance your career and ensure compliance. In this chapter, we delve into the complex regulatory landscape governing medical devices, focusing on the FDA, EU MDR, and global harmonization efforts. Presented by COG Training, this session aims to equip you with the confidence to navigate global compliance. Welcome to Chapter 2 of the COG Training course. Here, you'll explore the global regulatory environment for medical devices. Understanding these frameworks is crucial. as ISO 14971-2019 does not operate in isolation but works hand in hand with regional laws and guidance documents. Medical device regulations are designed to protect patients, users, and healthcare workers from unsafe products. They ensure that every device on the market is designed, manufactured, and monitored under strict scientific and ethical principles. The regulatory landscape is built on three major pillars: the FDA in the USA, EU MDR in Europe, and PMDA in Japan. Each has its own classification system and requirements, ensuring devices meet safety and efficacy standards. The FDA's Quality System Regulation requires manufacturers to establish documented risk management processes. This includes compliance with ISO 14971-2019, ensuring that risk management is thorough and traceable throughout the device lifecycle. Medical devices are classified into three risk categories. Class 1 covers low-risk items, Class 2 includes moderate-risk items, and Class 3 encompasses high-risk, life-sustaining devices. Understanding these classes is crucial for compliance. The EU MDR 2017/745 is Europe's strictest medical device regulation, replacing the older directive. It introduces stringent clinical evidence requirements and stronger post-market surveillance, ensuring higher safety standards. CE marking is your gateway to the European market. Manufacturers must pass rigorous audits to obtain it, ensuring compliance with EU regulations. This process involves preparing technical files and undergoing thorough reviews by notified bodies. Japan's PMDA is a leading regulatory authority in Asia, with a four-tier classification system. It requires detailed technical files and certifications, ensuring devices meet global standards for safety and efficacy. Global harmonization efforts extend beyond the primary pillars, with countries like India, Canada, and Brazil referencing ISO 14971 in their frameworks. This creates a universal approach to medical device regulation. The International Medical Device Regulators Forum, IMDRF, plays a key role in driving global harmonization. By aligning standards and reducing duplication, it facilitates faster access to life-saving devices across markets. ISO 14971-2019 acts as a universal bridge, connecting diverse regulatory systems worldwide. It ensures that no matter where you are, the same risk management principles apply, simplifying global compliance. While most regulators accept ISO 14971, differences exist in clinical evidence depth and reporting timelines. Understanding these nuances is critical for global launch strategies, ensuring compliance across regions. Consider a wearable cardiac monitor developed in Singapore. By aligning with ISO 14971 and meeting regional requirements, it successfully launched in multiple markets, showcasing the importance of strategic compliance planning. Manufacturers often underestimate regional differences or submit outdated risk files, leading to delays and missed opportunities. Avoiding these pitfalls is crucial for timely market entry and regulatory approval. Non-compliance can lead to product recalls, fines, and legal costs, significantly impacting a company's financial health. Understanding the cost of non-compliance is essential for maintaining market position and reputation. ISO 14971-2019 serves as your compliance compass, guiding you through the regulatory landscape with confidence. Mastering this standard ensures you can navigate every major market with clarity and assurance. Welcome to Chapter 3, where you will master the essential vocabulary of ISO 14971-2019. Before applying any standard, you must understand its terminology, because in risk management, words carry precise legal and technical meaning. In medical device risk management, a misunderstood term can lead to wrong decisions, failed audits, or patient harm. Regulators, auditors, and engineers all rely on shared definitions to communicate clearly across borders and disciplines. ISO 14971-2019 defines harm as injury or damage to the health of people, or damage to property or the environment. This definition reminds us that risk management protects not only patients but also operators, bystanders, and surrounding systems. A hazard is any potential source of harm. Hazards can be electrical, mechanical, biological, chemical, thermal, radiation-based, or even informational, such as misleading labels or confusing user interfaces. A hazardous situation is the circumstance in which people, property, or the environment are exposed to one or more hazards. CDG training emphasizes that a hazard alone is harmless. Danger only arises when exposure occurs. Risk is the combination of the probability of harm occurring and the severity of that harm. This vital concept is the heart of ISO 14971 and shapes every decision in the risk management process. Severity measures the magnitude of possible harm. Severity scales typically range from negligible to catastrophic and are usually noted on a 5-point scale. Probability estimates how often harm may occur during the device's lifetime. Probabilities are rated from improbable to frequent and are based on data from clinical studies, complaints, and similar devices on the market. Risk analysis is the systematic use of available information to identify hazards and estimate their associated risks. It involves describing intended use, identifying foreseeable misuse, and listing hazard scenarios. Risk evaluation compares estimated risk against predefined acceptability criteria to decide whether action is needed. This step turns raw analysis into actionable decisions. Risk control is the process of implementing measures to reduce risks to acceptable levels. ISO 14971 prescribes a strict priority order. Always start with the most effective approach. Residual risk is the risk remaining after risk control measures have been applied. ISO 14971-2019 requires manufacturers to evaluate every residual risk and disclose significant ones to users through labeling and instructions. When residual risks remain significant, manufacturers must perform a benefit risk analysis to determine if the medical benefits outweigh the remaining risks. This concept was strengthened in the 2019 edition of ISO 14971. The risk management file is the complete record of all risk management activities for a specific device. It must be accessible, traceable, and continuously updated throughout the device lifecycle. Consider a surgical laser used in eye surgery. Walk through every ISO 14971 term applied to a single real-world device scenario from CDG Training's case study library. Mastering these definitions transforms how you think, communicate, and document in the medical device world. With this vocabulary in hand, you are ready to navigate through the full risk management process with clarity and authority. Welcome to Chapter 4, where we delve into the risk management process from a complete lifecycle perspective. This journey is essential for understanding how development, use, and production are interconnected in the medical device lifecycle. In this chapter, you'll discover that risk management is not a one-time task but an ongoing lifecycle. From the initial idea to the final withdrawal of a device, ISO 14971-2019 emphasizes continuous monitoring and control of risks. The risk management lifecycle encompasses all stages of a medical device, from concept to retirement. Each phase offers valuable insights that influence safer and more informed risk decisions. According to ISO 14971-2019, every medical device progresses through 6 key stages: concept and planning, design and development, verification and validation, production transfer, post-market monitoring, and retirement. The lifecycle begins at the idea stage, where teams define the device's intended use, target users, and operating environment. This foundation is crucial for all future risk-related activities. During design and development, concepts are transformed into functional designs and prototypes. This phase is pivotal for embedding risk control and ensuring decisions impact safety and reliability. Verification and validation ensure the product meets design specifications and fulfills user needs in real-world conditions. These processes are vital for validating or challenging earlier risk assumptions. In production, new risks such as supplier issues and component failures arise. Effective risk management requires process controls, supplier evaluations, and continuous monitoring within the manufacturing environment. Post-market surveillance is crucial for collecting data, analyzing trends, and updating risk files based on real-world findings. This phase ensures ongoing safety and effectiveness of the device. When a device is discontinued, manufacturers must address risks related to disposal, data protection, and user support. Proper management ensures safe and compliant decommissioning. Risk management is iterative, requiring updates and re-evaluations based on new data. This continuous feedback loop is essential for improving risk management and preventing future issues. Risk management involves multiple stakeholders, including top management, risk managers, and clinical teams. Each plays a crucial role in ensuring comprehensive risk management across the lifecycle. Ignoring lifecycle risk management can lead to higher product recalls, regulatory penalties, and legal challenges. Adopting a lifecycle approach significantly reduces adverse events and enhances safety. Tools like FMEA, FTA, HACCP, and digital risk systems are essential for effective risk management. These techniques help identify, analyze, and control potential risks throughout the lifecycle. Consider a smart insulin pen's lifecycle, where dosing errors are identified early and strict quality checks are implemented. This example illustrates the importance of a full lifecycle response. Common mistakes include neglecting risk updates and ignoring complaints. These gaps can lead to regulatory non-compliance and costly recalls. Avoiding these errors is crucial for effective risk management. Risk management should be viewed as a continuous cycle that evolves with every update and change. Embracing this mindset ensures safer products, stronger compliance, and long-term success in the medical device industry. Welcome to Chapter 5, where we delve into establishing a robust risk management plan and policy. This chapter is crucial for laying the foundation for compliance success. In this chapter, you'll learn to build the cornerstone documents of the ISO 14971-2019 program, the Risk Management Policy and Plan. These documents set the tone, scope, and accountability for everything that follows. Before any hazard is identified, preparation is key. A clear plan and policy prevent confusion, ensure consistency, and create defensible records for auditors and regulators. The risk management policy is a high-level statement by top management, emphasizing patient safety, regulatory compliance, and continuous improvement. It's a strategic priority, not just a checkbox exercise. A strong policy includes commitment, acceptability criteria, a benefit-risk framework, communication rules, and approval signatures. These elements make a policy enforceable and audit-ready. Risk acceptability criteria define the threshold between acceptable and unacceptable risks. This matrix helps in making informed decisions to ensure safety and compliance. The ALARP principle aims to reduce risks to the lowest level that is reasonably achievable. It balances the state-of-the-art, cost considerations, and benefit analysis. The risk management plan is the operational blueprint, defining actions tailored to each device's risk profile and regulatory pathway. It's a living document, updated throughout the lifecycle. ISO 14971-2019 requires detailed plans including scope, responsibilities, review requirements, and more. Each element is crucial for compliance and effective risk management. Defining project scope is essential. It clarifies what's included and excluded, ensuring clear boundaries that satisfy auditors and regulators. Assigning roles and responsibilities ensures accountability for each risk management activity. Undefined accountability can lead to missed deadlines and incomplete documentation. Verification activities, such as bench testing and clinical evaluation, provide documented proof that risk control measures are effective. Every control needs documented proof. The risk management plan is not static. It must be reviewed and updated whenever changes occur, ensuring it remains compliant and effective. ISO 14971-2019 requires top management to provide resources, competent personnel, and periodic reviews. Leadership in risk management cannot be delegated. A practical example of an implantable hearing device plan shows how structured approaches link every risk control to a specific verification test, ensuring compliance. Common planning mistakes, like copy-paste plans and missing verification links, can delay market clearance. Avoid these pitfalls to ensure smooth audits. A well-crafted plan is the foundation of every ISO 14971 activity. With the right time and effort, your risk management journey becomes clearer, faster, and audit-ready. Welcome to Chapter 6 of our training, where we delve into risk analysis focusing on intended use and reasonably foreseeable misuse of medical devices. This chapter is crucial for understanding how devices are truly used in the real world. In this chapter, we explore one of the most vital steps in ISO 14971-2019. Defining the intended use of a medical device and anticipating potential misuse. This foundational step ensures every risk decision is well informed. A medical device is only safe within its intended boundaries. Stepping outside these can lead to danger. ISO 14971-2019 mandates understanding both ideal and realistic misuse scenarios to ensure safety. Intended use describes the specific medical purpose of a device, detailing what it does, who uses it, and where. This information is crucial for labeling and regulatory submissions, forming a legally binding statement. A strong intended use statement covers medical conditions, patient demographics, user qualifications, and operating environments. Missing components can create regulatory gaps and potential harm pathways. Indications for use specify clinical situations for device application, such as monitoring blood glucose in adults with diabetes. These narrow the broad intended use to precise medical scenarios. Reasonably foreseeable misuse arises from predictable human behavior. It's crucial to anticipate these during design, not blame users after harm occurs. Design must account for human tendencies. Foreseeable misuse is unintentional and predictable, like skipping a calibration step. Abnormal use is intentional and reckless. ISO 14971 requires risk controls for foreseeable misuse, not abnormal use. Misuse stems from predictable sources like time pressure, fatigue, and poor lighting. Each source must be systematically analyzed to prevent errors and ensure device safety. Risk analysis must consider all users interacting with a device, from surgeons to cleaning staff. Each group has unique skills and limitations, impacting device use and safety. Devices behave differently in various environments, like ambulances or hospitals. Each setting presents unique risks, requiring separate analysis to identify potential hazards. Modern risk management uses use error instead of user error to focus on design flaws rather than blaming users. This shift encourages designing for human factors, preventing harm. Tools like task analysis and formative studies help understand user interactions with devices. These techniques identify design weaknesses and ensure devices are safe for intended use. Imagine launching a home hemodialysis machine. Each misuse scenario triggers specific design controls, ensuring safety through COG training's methods. Manufacturers must document every use scenario, including intended use, contraindications, and misuse scenarios. This comprehensive documentation is vital for risk management. Common errors include vague statements and ignoring home users. Avoid these pitfalls by ensuring thorough risk management and addressing all potential use scenarios. Defining intended use and anticipating misuse is not just paperwork, it's the lens through which every hazard is judged. Mastering this ensures robust risk management and regulatory compliance. Welcome to Chapter 7, where we delve into the critical process of identifying hazards and hazardous situations in medical devices. This is a vital step in risk management, ensuring safety before harm occurs. In this chapter, you'll learn to systematically identify hazards and hazardous situations. This detective phase of risk management uncovers potential harm before patients encounter the device, making it the most crucial step in the ISO 14971 risk management process. Every risk control measure begins with a hazard you've identified. Missing even a single hazard means leaving patients exposed to unmanaged danger. Thorough hazard identification is the strongest predictor of a safe medical device. ISO 14971 describes a logical chain. A hazard exists. Exposure to it creates a hazardous situation, and this may produce harm. Risk analysis must trace every link in this chain for each potential scenario. ISO 14971 outlines major hazard categories. Every device must be examined against each category to ensure no source is missed, covering energy, biological, chemical, operational, and information hazards. Energy hazards, including electrical and mechanical, are among the most severe, capable of causing irreversible harm. CDG training emphasizes their critical nature in risk management. Biological and chemical hazards pose invisible threats, especially in implants and surgical tools. These include microbial contamination, toxic chemicals, and biocompatibility failures. Operational hazards arise from device malfunctions like software bugs and sensor failures. Understanding these is crucial, as modern devices have expanded the risk landscape significantly. Information hazards include misleading labels and missing warnings. A perfectly safe device can become dangerous if users don't understand how to operate it correctly. Cybersecurity is now a recognized hazard category for connected medical devices. Threats include unauthorized access and data breaches, making cybersecurity essential to device safety. Techniques like PHA, FMEA, and HAZOP are used for hazard identification. Each method uncovers different types of hazards, and combining them ensures comprehensive coverage. Manufacturers must leverage databases, expert reports, and scientific literature to build a complete picture of potential device risks. No single source is sufficient for thorough hazard identification. ISO 14971 expects manufacturers to map the sequence of events from a hazard to actual harm. This chain reveals where control measures can prevent harm, making it a strategic tool. A traceability matrix links each identified hazard to its possible situations and controls. This matrix is crucial for demonstrating to regulators that every hazard has been addressed. A global manufacturer mapped hazards across every category in a robotic surgical system. This structured workflow is part of CDG training's curriculum, showcasing practical hazard identification. Common errors in hazard identification include relying on internal data only and skipping cybersecurity reviews. Each gap creates a hidden risk that may surface dangerously later. Hazard identification is the foundation of risk reduction. By thinking systematically and drawing from every source, you ensure the safety of your devices throughout their lifecycle. Welcome to Chapter 8, Risk Estimation, where we delve into the probability and severity assessment of risks. This chapter is all about measuring risk with confidence and precision. In this training chapter, you'll learn how to estimate risk by combining the probability of harm occurring with the severity of that harm. This is where theory meets practice to produce measurable, defensible decisions. Without estimation, risk management is guesswork. Quantifying risk allows for evidence-based decisions, prioritizing controls, and allocating resources effectively. Risk is calculated by combining the likelihood of harm with its severity. Different scenarios can yield the same risk score, but require distinct mitigation strategies. Severity is rated on a scale from negligible to catastrophic. Clear definitions are crucial to ensure consistent interpretation across teams and audits. Probability is rated on a scale from improbable to frequent. Tying each level to a numerical range ensures consistent interpretation across different engineers and review cycles. A risk matrix helps visualize risk by plotting severity against probability, aiding in decision-making and prioritization of mitigation efforts. Both quantitative and qualitative estimations are valid approaches. Each must be justified in writing, with a clear rationale for the chosen method. Probability estimates are drawn from multiple data streams, including complaint records, scientific literature, and clinical studies, ensuring every source is cited in your risk file. Severity ratings rely on clinical literature, medical opinions, and patient vulnerability factors. Content defines severity, making context crucial in every assessment. ISO 14971 requires manufacturers to consider both single and combined fault scenarios, ensuring comprehensive risk assessments. For new devices, where historical data is scarce, expert panels, simulation models, and animal studies help estimate risks under various conditions. Acknowledging uncertainty is key. Documenting confidence levels in risk estimates helps manage assumptions and ensures transparency. Every probability and severity rating must be supported by documented reasoning, creating a defensible estimation trail for audits. A real-world example of risk estimation in action, showing how hazards are identified, assessed, and mitigated in medical device manufacturing. Errors in estimation can be fatal during audits. Awareness and review checkpoints are crucial to avoid nonconformity findings. Risk estimation transforms unknown dangers into measurable values, building confidence with regulators and protecting patients throughout the device lifecycle. Welcome to Chapter 9, where we delve into the structured approach of evaluating medical device risks against predefined acceptability criteria. This chapter is all about deciding what's safe enough. In this chapter, you'll learn how to evaluate estimated risks against predefined criteria. This is the moment when raw data becomes a clear decision: accept, reduce, or redesign the risk of the medical device. Risk evaluation involves comparing each estimated risk against established criteria. It transforms quantitative estimates into defensible decisions, asking if the risk is acceptable to all stakeholders. Every evaluated risk leads to one of three outcomes: accept, reduce, or redesign. Each decision must be documented, ensuring clarity and compliance with ISO standards. Acceptability criteria are thresholds that define when risks are tolerable. These criteria must be set before risk analysis begins and never adjusted to make a device appear compliant. Acceptability criteria are derived from multiple authoritative sources, including regulatory expectations, applicable standards, and clinical literature, ensuring both legal and ethical responsibility. The state-of-the-art defines the level of safety achievable using current technology and practices. Risk criteria must evolve with technological advancements to remain relevant. A risk is acceptable when it falls below defined thresholds. It must be documented, communicated, and monitored throughout the device's lifecycle to ensure ongoing safety. When a risk exceeds acceptable thresholds but redesign is impractical, it must be reduced as low as reasonably practicable, known as the ALARP zone, ensuring all options are considered. Some risks are too severe to accept without redesign or abandonment. ISO standards demand fundamental redesign or, in extreme cases, project abandonment to ensure safety. Risk evaluations consolidate findings from engineers, management leads, and clinical experts. Accountability is crucial, ensuring clear and effective decision-making at every level. Manufacturers use numerical thresholds to translate risk matrices into specific criteria. These thresholds guide decisions based on device type, usage, and regulatory context. Regulators expect consistent application of criteria, full traceability, and clinical justification. Inconsistencies can lead to audit findings and impact the quality system review. Every evaluation must be recorded meticulously, detailing the risk management file with evidence. This documentation supports defensible decisions and audit readiness. Consider a cardiac stent evaluation where risk scoring and enhanced codings lead to a final decision in the green zone. This example illustrates the practical application of risk evaluation. Errors like shifting criteria mid-project or ignoring clinical input can undermine credibility and trigger market withdrawal. Avoid these pitfalls to maintain professional integrity. Risk evaluation is where engineering meets ethics. Consistent, well-documented decisions protect patients, satisfy regulators, and build trust. Master this stage to ensure long-term credibility. Welcome to Chapter 10, where we delve into risk control measures and the hierarchy of controls, transforming risk decisions into real-world protection. In this chapter, you'll learn to apply risk control measures, reducing identified risks to acceptable levels through engineering, design, and protection. Risk control involves selecting measures to reduce or eliminate risks, following ISO standards to transform red flag hazards into green light protections. The hierarchy of controls prioritizes safety measures, starting with information, followed by protective measures, and inherent safety by design. Each level of control offers different strengths, with inherent safety being the strongest. This hierarchy ensures the weakest possible defense is never relied upon. Inherent safety involves redesigning devices to remove or reduce hazards, following ISO standards to ensure the strongest defense. Real-world examples show how engineering eliminates hazards before devices reach patients, ensuring safety through thoughtful design. When hazards can't be eliminated, protective measures like alarms and interlocks contain them, serving as the second line of defense. These measures act when something goes wrong, providing safety nets between hazardous events and patient harm. Information for safety is the last line of defense, relying on users to read and follow instructions, making it the weakest control. Studies show that information alone often fails under pressure, emphasizing the need for stronger controls in the hierarchy. Verification ensures each control works as intended, confirming risk reduction through testing, inspection, and analysis. Implementing controls can introduce new risks, such as alarm fatigue and wiring complexity, requiring careful management. Every control measure must be documented, linking it to risk management to ensure traceability and effectiveness. A surgical diathermy device redesign demonstrates the hierarchy in action, integrating safety information, protective measures, and inherent safety. Avoid common mistakes like ignoring new risks or failing to verify controls, as they weaken risk management and patient protection. The hierarchy of controls is essential for safe medical devices. Continue to the next chapter to explore risk evaluation and decision-making. Welcome to Chapter 11, where we delve into the intricacies of benefit risk analysis under ISO 14971-2019. This chapter is crucial for understanding how medical value is weighed against potential dangers. In this chapter, you'll learn the art of balancing clinical benefits against residual risks. It's about answering the tough question: does the medical good outweigh the remaining harm? Every medical device carries some risk. The key is determining if the benefits to patients clearly outweigh these risks, a fundamental concept in medical device regulation. The 2019 revision of ISO 14971 expanded and clarified the benefit-risk concept, emphasizing that risks cannot be evaluated in isolation from benefits. ISO 14971-2019 requires analysis at two specific points: when a risk is judged unacceptable on its own, and when evaluating overall residual risk before market release. Medical benefits impact patient health, clinical outcomes, and quality of life. They range from faster diagnosis to improved survival and better quality of life. Quantifying benefits is essential. Survival rate increases, hospital stay reductions, and quality-adjusted life year improvements provide tangible evidence of benefit-risk arguments. Benefit data is drawn from clinical trials, real-world evidence, and expert clinical opinion. The stronger the evidence, the more compelling the benefit-risk argument. Patient perspectives are crucial in benefit-risk analysis. Understanding their priorities, like pain relief and quality of life, ensures the analysis is patient-centered. Modern benefit-risk analysis compares new treatments to existing ones, ensuring better outcomes. This comprehensive approach evaluates the entire judgment. Every benefit-risk decision must be documented with full traceability. This includes risk descriptions, benefit descriptions, and supporting evidence. Regulators expect a clear, documented, evidence-based benefit-risk judgment. This standard is universal, though specifics may vary by region. Frameworks like the FDA Benefit Risk Framework provide structured approaches to benefit risk decision-making, ensuring consistency and repeatability. Benefit risk analysis is ongoing. It involves pre-market assessments, launch decisions, and post-market reassessments to ensure safety and efficacy. A real-world case study of a pediatric cochlear implant shows how benefit risk analysis is applied, demonstrating significant benefits over identified risks. Errors in benefit risk analysis can undermine credibility. Avoid overstating benefits, ignoring patient perspectives, and failing to update over time. Benefit risk analysis is where engineering meets ethics. With rigor, transparency, and clinical depth, it earns trust from regulators, clinicians, and patients alike. Welcome to Chapter 12, where we delve into evaluating the overall residual risk of medical devices. This is a crucial step in ensuring safety before a device reaches the market. In this chapter, you'll learn how to evaluate the overall residual risk, combining all individual risks. This comprehensive check ensures the safety of both the device and its users. Even if individual risks seem acceptable, their combined effect can be significant. Just like small water droplets can fill a glass, minor risks can accumulate to create unacceptable hazards. Overall residual risk considers cumulative exposure from various hazards. It's essential to look beyond individual risks to ensure comprehensive safety. A single patient may face a cumulative burden from multiple minor risks. This chart illustrates how individual reviews might miss the bigger picture. Evaluating overall residual risk is mandatory at key stages, such as pre-market launch and major redesigns, to ensure ongoing safety and compliance. Choosing the right evaluation method is crucial. Options include risk summary matrices, fault tree synthesis, and expert clinical panels, each providing unique insights. A risk summary matrix aggregates all residual risks, offering a clear visual of safety profiles. It's a vital tool for regulators and reviewers. Some risks multiply when combined. It's crucial to assess these interactions to prevent unacceptable hazards before launch. Clinical experts play a key role in evaluating overall risk, ensuring that real-world impacts are considered in the context of patient vulnerability and treatment environments. Quantifying residual risk against medical benefits is essential. If benefits outweigh risks, the device can proceed, ensuring patient safety and improved outcomes. Manufacturers must disclose significant residual risks to users. Transparency through labels, instructions, and training ensures informed decision-making. Final acceptance of residual risk requires top management sign-off, ensuring accountability and comprehensive safety profiles before market release. Every evaluation step must be documented meticulously. This record is crucial for regulatory submissions and ensures all risks are addressed before launch. A real-world example shows how evaluating residual risks led to a successful device launch in multiple markets, highlighting the importance of thorough evaluation. Avoid pitfalls like ignored synergies and outdated evaluations. These mistakes can compromise safety and regulatory compliance. The final safety review is crucial for trust and compliance. Completing this process ensures devices meet the highest safety standards, benefiting patients and regulators alike. Welcome to Chapter 13, where we delve into the essentials of the risk management file and its documentation requirements. This chapter is all about building an audit-ready record that stands the test of time. In this chapter, you'll learn how to build, organize, and maintain the risk management file, the cornerstone of every risk decision, control, and review for your medical device. Understanding its importance is crucial for compliance and patient safety. The risk management file is a comprehensive collection of records and documents that capture every risk management activity for a specific device. It serves as the single source of truth, ensuring all aspects of risk are documented and traceable. In regulatory thinking, if it's undocumented, it didn't happen. Documentation is vital for compliance, serving as evidence for auditors, regulators, and courts. It's your legal and professional shield. The risk management file must include key elements like risk plans, hazard analysis, and risk evaluations. Each component is crucial for ensuring comprehensive risk management and compliance with ISO standards. The risk management plan is the first document in the file, setting the framework for the entire project. It outlines scope, responsibilities, and review schedules, ensuring everyone is aligned from the start. Hazard analysis records document every identified hazard, its source, and status. Each entry must be traceable, ensuring that all potential risks are controlled and updated as new information emerges. These records show how each risk was assessed and judged against criteria. They include data sources, methodologies, and decision outcomes, providing full traceability from raw data to final verdicts. Every risk control measure must be documented with its description, hazard linkage, and verification evidence. This ensures that controls are implemented effectively and can be traced back to their origins. Verification and validation records prove that each control performs as intended. They include test reports, software logs, and biocompatibility certificates, all formally signed and dated to ensure compliance. Post-market surveillance transforms the risk management file from static to dynamic, capturing real-time data and ensuring the file remains active, responsive, and patient-focused. Every document in the risk management file must follow strict control measures, including version history, secure storage, and electronic signatures, ensuring integrity and traceability. Strong risk management relies on traceability, linking hazards to controls and outcomes. This ensures that every aspect of the risk management process is documented and can be audited effectively. Regulatory requirements dictate that risk management files be retained for the device's entire lifecycle. Proper retention ensures compliance and readiness for audits, even years after a device is no longer active. A real-world example of an insulin patch pump file shows how over 200 linked documents are organized and controlled, demonstrating compliance with global regulatory frameworks. Common pitfalls include broken traceability, missing signatures, and outdated versions. Avoiding these mistakes is crucial for maintaining a compliant and audit-ready risk management file. The risk management file is more than paperwork, it's the living memory of every safety decision. Building it with discipline ensures your product, company, and career thrive through any audit, complaint, or regulatory review. Welcome to Chapter 14, where we delve into production and post-production activities, focusing on post-market surveillance. This is about listening to the real world after a product launch. In this chapter, we explore the production and post-production phases of risk management. ISO 14971-2019 emphasizes continuous vigilance throughout these phases, ensuring safety obligations are met at market release. Post-market surveillance is crucial as it reveals new patterns and hazards that weren't evident during controlled testing. It helps identify rare hazards, unexpected misuse, environmental challenges, and cybersecurity threats. The 2019 revision of ISO 14971 enhances post-production requirements, shifting from a reactive to a proactive approach. This includes active data collection and real-world analysis to ensure ongoing safety. Manufacturing introduces new hazards such as supplier quality issues, assembly errors, contamination risks, and calibration mistakes. Each phase requires careful risk management to maintain device safety. ISO 14971-2019 mandates robust validation processes to ensure consistent quality. This includes sterilization, software loading, welding, packaging, and final inspection to prevent defects and ensure safety. Post-production data comes from various sources like customer complaints, regulatory databases, clinical literature, and social media. Centralized intelligence helps in real-time detection and risk mitigation. Effective complaint handling is vital for identifying systemic failures early. It involves logging, classifying, investigating, and closing complaints within defined timelines to ensure device safety. Manufacturers must report adverse events promptly to regulators. Delays can lead to enforcement actions and penalties, emphasizing the importance of timely compliance with reporting obligations. Sophisticated manufacturers use trend analysis and signal detection to identify emerging issues before they become crises. This proactive approach helps prevent recalls and protects patients. Post-market data must be integrated into the risk management file, ensuring it reflects current device performance. This living document is crucial for ongoing safety and regulatory compliance. When serious safety issues arise, manufacturers must implement corrective actions like device recalls, software updates, and customer notices to mitigate risks and ensure safety. Regular safety update reports are required to summarize complaint trends, adverse events, and corrective actions. These reports are crucial for ongoing risk assessment and regulatory compliance. In the digital age, cybersecurity surveillance is essential for monitoring vulnerabilities and deploying security patches. This ensures device safety and compliance with regulatory requirements. A case study on smart ventilator surveillance illustrates the importance of structured response systems. It highlights how timely detection and action can prevent device failures and ensure patient safety. Avoiding common surveillance mistakes is crucial. Issues like passive complaint handling and ignored signals can lead to enforcement actions. Structured mitigation strategies are essential for safety. Post-market surveillance is the ultimate test of risk management. By building proactive systems, listening to every signal, and updating continuously, manufacturers can ensure ongoing compliance and safety. Welcome to Chapter 15, where we explore common pitfalls, best practices, and conclude the course with a pathway to certification. Master ISO 14971-2019 and earn your professional recognition. In this final chapter, we will delve into the common pitfalls that derail risk management programs, explore best practices, and guide you on the next steps toward professional certification. Mastery in ISO 14971-2019 goes beyond checklists. It's about leading safety innovation and creating a proactive safety culture that protects patients at every stage. Treating risk management as mere paperwork is a cultural failure. It's crucial to move beyond documentation to prevent patient harm effectively. Identifying hazards is more than listing known risks. It involves foreseeing potential threats and addressing them before they become issues. Relying solely on warnings is the weakest defense. Stronger controls should be prioritized to ensure inherent safety by design. Static risk files are inadequate. Continuous updates and integration of new data are essential for effective risk management. Silos in teams create blind spots in risk management. Cross-functional collaboration is key to ensuring patient safety. Leadership must champion a strong safety culture by actively engaging in risk management and setting a non-negotiable safety tone. Investing in cross-functional training leads to significant safety improvements, reducing incidents and enhancing team collaboration. Modern risks require modern solutions. Embracing technology and automation enhances efficiency and ensures comprehensive risk management. Involving patients and clinicians early in the process provides valuable insights and helps address real-world challenges effectively. Continuous learning is a never-ending journey. Embrace every event as an opportunity to improve and sustain safety excellence. Explore a real-world example of how a company transformed its risk management approach, achieving significant improvements. Take the next step in your career with CDG training. Get certified in ISO 14971-2019 and gain global recognition in the medical device industry. Experience a fully automated online learning journey with CDG training. Enroll, study at your pace, and receive your certification digitally. Thank you for choosing CDG training. Enroll today to continue your journey in mastering ISO 14971 to 2019 and shaping the future of global patient safety.